Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you all doing today? Welcome. All right, we're starting the new series. Um, all about this month's topic. It's April. It's going to be all about starting over, and not just starting over, but starting over for your specific situation as a woman of color beyond 40, like myself. I'm beyond 40. Most of my clients tend to be women of color and women of color beyond 40 as well. And whether you're starting a new job, pivoting in a new career, whether you are starting a new chapter of your life, what I find is that beyond 40, it's this reawakening and we're starting over. And what month and what better month to celebrate this topic than in April? When I think of April, one, I have my son in April. So that was a new chapter of my life. I always think of like new beginnings, starting over, spring, like just a rebirth. So that's why I chose this topic. Not to mention all of the things going on in the world right now, which makes us feel like everything is starting over, whether we want to or not. We're being forced to rethink our place, rethink your place in your job in this country. Like we're just being forced to rethink some things. So I want to take the scariness out of starting over. All right. If you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Latrice Huff, career and leadership coach to ambitious women of color, and it is my purpose and my mission to put more women of color in leadership roles and positions of power. And that starts with you understanding your personal brand and making six figures and beyond. Okay. And beyond, because six figures is just the beginning. If you all live in the country I live in or in the world that I live in, you know six figures is just the beginning and we want to get there and beyond. All right. If you're watching this and you're like, Latrice, I need this and I know someone else who needs this, please share this out. Tag someone in the comments who needs to hear this, whether someone is looking for a new job, just got laid off, or having something different in their personal life, maybe a new relationship starting over, or getting a divorce, just new chapters in their life. They want to hear this. So feel free to tag them. Also, share this out on your network. Share it out. The more people who see, the more people who get this information, the more people and women we can help in the world. And for you, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell twice so you get notified when I go live. I'm going to be going live every Monday. I've committed to every Monday in the month of April. May, I may be taking a little bit of break. I have some personal things going on. And then June, we're going to pick right back up. So for the month of April, I'm going to be going live every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern, right in time for lunch. So let me know how y'all like this title. I was thinking like lunch with Latrice, lessons with Latrice. Let me know which one you all like. 1, 2, or like lunch lessons with Latrice, something like that. Just so we know it's going to be around lunchtime every day. Put on your headphones, enjoy your snack, take a little mental break, and come in here and have some community. And let's talk about the topics that matter to you. All right. So I'm just going to jump right in here. If you've been watching and you watched last week, I talked a little bit about this, but my first lesson, and I got this lesson from my mom who worked for the government for 20 some years before she took the early retirement, and she left. I want to say she was either 40 or 41 when she left everything that she knew. This was the only job my mom had ever had out of high school, was working for the government. She loved it. She grew so much. She learned so much. She contributed a lot. And I like to start with that because we've just been talking a lot recently about government employees, and I just want to give you all my grace, my honor to anyone who's working for the government. My mother worked for the government, my aunt, my father. If you cannot tell, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, so a lot of people in Maryland in the DMV area either work for the government or are government contractors, and they are amazing and hardworking people. My mother was one of them. And she just taught me some amazing lessons, like watching her. And yes, she made mistakes. And yes, I've made my own mistakes starting over. But I want to share with you all some of the lessons that I learned from watching my mother and going through these things myself. Number one, and I cannot stress this enough, ladies, Starting over does not mean you are starting from scratch. Can I get an amen? Can I get something in there? You're not starting from scratch. Please do not dismiss your education, your experience, your wisdom, right? Everything that you've learned, everything that comes with you, even if you're pivoting to a new career, even if you're starting over, everything that has brought you to this point stays with you. So just because you're starting a new chapter in your life or in your career and you're closing another one doesn't mean that everything in that chapter is lost. Okay. It means you're taking the lessons, the blessings, the mistakes, right? All of those things you're taking with you and you're learning and you're building on that. So, what that means for you in your career, you do not need to start entry level. And I keep bringing this up and I keep saying this because you all keep coming to me and like, Latrice, well, so and so said I need to start from the beginning. And this person said I need to start entry level. No, you do not. You do not. What you need to do is show how what you've done in your past will correlate to where you want to go in your future and how you can utilize that. Okay. And I've helped my clients do this time and time again, especially when pivoting into different careers. You want to show, like, oh, I've been in HR. That's why this will make me a great accounting person. I know how to work with people. I know the people behind the numbers. But I can also understand metrics, measurements, mathematics, accounting statistics, accounting practices. I know all of these things, right? You need to be able to do that to successfully transition to the next chapter. And it's about success and minimizing the mistakes so you can be happy when you're starting over. Like enjoy the journey and enjoy the destination. But when we scrap everything that we've learned and truly believe like I'm starting from scratch, it seems like such a hard feat. Like you get defeated, discouraged, and that's just not the feeling you want to have going into the next chapter of your life. It can make things 10 times worse. It can just exhaust you mentally and physically. It can make you sick. Please stop. Just know, sis, you are not starting from scratch. Okay. Starting over, pivoting into something new can be this wonderful, amazing, like beautiful journey. It doesn't need to be this hard, rough thing. And we're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Right. And ask me how I know, because that used to be my narrative of like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is completely different. Even when in my business, when I started my business, I was like, I'm starting from scratch. I know nothing. Now, keep in mind, I have a business degree. Keep in mind, I was going into something that correlated with my expertise and with my experience, which was HR consulting and career coaching, right? So I have been doing these things all throughout my career. And it took someone else, and I paid this woman a lot of money to tell me, she was like, Latrice, how come you don't have anything about your previous experience? Like I had completely wiped, like from my website, from my LinkedIn, from like my conversations and speaking people, I had completely wiped what I did in corporate. And I was just talking about like me. Like you would have thought that I had no experience. And she was like, why are you doing this? And she was like, you can like charge more, go further, ask for more. Like you don't need to start from the beginning. Like you're not someone with no experience. You have decades, you have years of expertise and experience. And even when she said it, I was like, no, but I had to go home and let and digest exactly what she said. Okay. So just know starting over is not starting from scratch. Okay. Step number one. And if you are loving this, you're like, Latrice, I want more. I know I'm going to be starting over soon, or you're in the midst of starting over or in the midst of a pivot. I'm actually doing a free workshop on Thursday called How to Pivot as a Woman of Color Beyond 40. How to make a successful transition. What we're going to be doing is talking about the mistakes, the lessons, the tips, and we're going to actually on that workshop decide how you're going to start over. What is going to be your next best step? You're going to walk away with notes and an actionable next best step. This is completely free. And I actually was going to charge for this. And then at the last minute, I was like, no, I want to do it for free. So Be sure sign up for free. It also comes with a private 15-minute virtual coffee call for me that you'll get access to my calendar at the end of the presentation. I'm also going to give you all more information on how you can work with me and in my programs. And going forward, this will be a $97 workshop. It's just this time where we are in the world, I wanted to make it free for you all. If you're interested in that free workshop, put pivot in the comments, PIVOT, put pivot in the comments, and we're going to get that link to you. The workshop is completely free right now, and you'll get free access to the replay if you can't make it on Thursday. Okay. So go ahead and put pivot in the comments. My next tip, I want you to know your why. Why are you pivoting? Whether it's by force or by choice, you should know your why. Why are you doing this? Is this because something you've always wanted to do and you're like, now is the time? Was it a layoff that triggered it? Was it a firing? Was it like your company's going through transition? Was it just like, hey, I just woke up and realized I'm 44 years old and I want something different in my life? Right? What's your why behind the pivot? You need to know this for you, not just for in the interviews when they ask, why do you want this role? Why do you want to work for our company? But you need to know your why for you to keep going and keep moving, especially when things get challenging. What is your why? Your why will keep you motivated. Is your why you want the happiness? Is your why you want your kids to see what it's like to bring money in easily and effortlessly? Is it your why because like you've always dreamt of doing this thing, but you let someone else direct your career up into now? And I've heard that a lot. Do you know how many times I've heard people say, Latrice, I've always wanted to go into HR, but I just heard finance was a more stable career. So that's what I did. And then they woke up one day and realized they hated it. They hated it. But somebody else, whether it was a well-meaning professor, a well-meaning parent, a colleague, a coworker, and they just went with it, right? Or how many people are like, I've always wanted to, I get this a lot, like that people be like, Latrice, I've always wanted to just do my own thing and like start a business. I'm like, now is the perfect time to start your business because I truly believe right now is the time you should have another source of income besides your job. Please, 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 if y'all take nothing from this from this live, you need to take this. You should have multiple streams of income, not multiple trickles, not multiple thoughts, but actual streams of income. And starting your own business, it could be freelance, it could be something part-time, but doing something to bring in extra income. I believe everyone has something on their heart. And look, it could be different ways. It doesn't have to be starting a business. There are multiple ways without starting your own business to bring in extra income, but your job should not be the only way that you are providing financial stability, the only way that finances are coming into your household, especially right now. And this is from a career coach. This is from an HR veteran that I am going to be honest with you all and tell you all the truth. Okay. It should not be. All right. Next, knowing why you are the best version or the best person for this. Okay. And this is kind of a tricky one because I'll have people come to me and be like, well, Latrice, I kind of want to do this pivot. However, and they start telling me all the things they don't have. Oh, I looked at the job description and or I looked at the job description and I meet all the qualifications except this one. Usually it's like budget management or something. And I'm like, okay, but you've just talked yourself out of it instead of talked yourself in. Or they start comparing, especially for my women of color over 40. They're like, well, they're younger people. Well, someone else can have this. Okay, but what do you have that someone with limited experience in their 20s does not have? You have wisdom. You probably have professional expertise. You have professionalism. You can anticipate problems. These things come with experience and wisdom and doing things over and over again. That if I'm just walking into something and I've never worked in my life, I can't anticipate a problem. I don't recognize that smoldering trash can right there is about to go into a 5-alarm fire, right? But you do. understanding why this version of you right now, this beautiful woman of color who is over 40, why this version of you is the best version, is the best version, and you're going to only be getting better. You need to truly understand that. And don't get me wrong, if you're like, Latrice, but we're going to talk private, like, Latrice, what about perimenopause? I get that, boo. This is still the best version of you. I get it. And you need to understand this is still the best version of you. Take the time, think about this question, and literally write it down. Share it with me if you want. Share it with me. Share it with a friend, or just keep it to yourself and read it and understand. Oh, let me know. It's showing that my computer's freezing. So let me know if you all can still hear me. But understand why this version of you right now is the best version. So when someone asks, why should we hire you? You know how to answer that question. When someone asks or hints that they could pay someone cheaper with less experience, you should already have a response. When someone brings up a deficit or qualification that you don't have, but you meet all the rest, all other 90% of the qualifications, you should have a response to that. Even why I want to bring this up too, even if the best version of you right now wants to do something completely different. Like I have a lot of people who've reached that leadership point and they're like, you know what? I don't want to supervise anymore. That's perfectly understandable. You don't need to, sis. But then how can your expertise and your wisdom be used as an individual contributor, and you should still be making 100, 200, $300,000 because you're a high level individual contributor. You're still a leader. These are the things I want you all to think about, because this is what you need to know this, not for yourself. So yes, for you always. And when you are talking to other people, and when you're in these interviews, and when you're meeting board members, and when you're meeting executives, or when you're networking, or when you're trying to sell your business, or when you're speaking on a panel, these are all the things you should know. I didn't even get into like speaking and building our brand externally, because y'all know I'm always going to talk about that as well. But I wanted to share these 3 tips really quickly with you all. I know it's your lunch break, so I appreciate you all spending this time with me. And again, if you're like, Latrice, I am loving this series and you're in the middle of a pivot and you're a woman of color over 40, put pivot in the comments. I have a free workshop, how to pivot as a woman of color and successfully make that transition beyond 40, where we're not only going to talk about the lessons and mistakes, we're also going to be making sure that you walk away with at least one action step. You're going to know your next step to get you on the path. That is the biggest question I always get. It's like, Latrice, what do I do next? How do I do my next move? So put pivot in the comments, and you're going to get access to that free workshop. And that's this Thursday. If you can't make it, no worries, register. We're still going to send you the replay for free, and you will get a chance to sign up for a 15-minute virtual coffee call for me for free. Going forward, like I said, this workshop is going to be paid. It is going to be $97, but in my spirit, I was like, you know what? People need to see this for free right now. People need it for free. Hey, let me see how to pronounce your name. Is it LaQuisha or LaQuisha? Let me know, because it is beautiful. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate you loving this topic. And then, yeah, let me know who is LinkedIn user. It just says LinkedIn user. Let me know your name so I can give you a shout out. But be sure to share this, tag someone who needs to see it. As for you all watching, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell twice so you get notified when I go live. Again, I'm going to be going live every Monday around lunchtime, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, and I wrote this down. I got a little business tip. All right. I got a little bonus tip. Stop trying to blend in, sis. Stop trying to blend in. This is not the time when you're starting over and you are beyond 40. Y'all, I have this new level of confidence. I just be like, sometimes I'll be like, I could care less about what other people think. I could care less. I didn't know 40 was this liberating, and I'm actually 44. I did not realize it was this liberating. If I have anybody watching who's in their 20s, oh my goodness, just wait till you get to your 40s. You think your 20s was great? Wait till you get into your 40s. One of the things that I'm noticing is my women of color who are beyond 40, they're loving themselves. They're having this newfound freedom. However, when we get into the workplace or when we get into certain environments where we're uncomfortable or people don't look like us, we try to blend in and disappear. Sis, you're not meant to blend in. You're meant to shine. You're meant to be visible. Okay. You think your beautiful skin, your glow, your big, bright personality. And this is even including, I have people who are introverts. I'm like, your spirit, your energy is big. You can be introverted, but you wonder why people are coming up to you because you have this amazing energy and spirit. You were not meant to blend in. So stop trying to blend in. Show up your own way, whether it's doing a live, whether it is quietly being that. I heard someone call it like a quiet leader, whether it's being that quiet leader, whether it's going to networking events, whether it is writing your own story and your own like a narrative, but don't blend in. You were not meant to blend in. You were meant to shine. However, your personality is, you were meant to shine. And I have to share, I was talking to one of my clients about this, and we came up with this affirmation, and she said, my personality is enough. And I was like, beautiful. Your personality is enough. You right now you have everything you need. You don't need to blend in and be invisible and disappear. That's not what you were meant to do. That's not what you were put on this earth to do. All right. So again, thank you all for joining me today. Thank you all for sharing your lunch break with me. Be sure to put pivot in the comments if you want access to that free workshop. We'll go ahead and send you that link. If you all have any other comments, I'm going to be checking the comments, my hashtag replay people, because y'all are always watching the replay and I love it. Feel free to put in your comments, questions, pivot in the comments, and we're still going to get you that link. You all have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Bye.